Hello, my name is Nil. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Ambition Life Science High School. And today I will present to you my first ever research done, and it's the use of bioremediation in modern industries and the possible implementation of AI. So I hope you enjoy it and kind of get my purpose and love it as much as I did while in the research. So let's start. So firstly, I want to introduce you the table of contents. So what the contents? So what I will talk about. The first one is the purpose. I want to reflect on what I expected from the research and what was the outcome, and kind of compare it to you and show you the intentions within this research. And secondly, I talked about the progress of the research, which I mean by is methods and how did I did the analyses and also experiments. And then in the findings, I talked about what I found in them, what I came to as a conclusion, and whether this uh, solid provements that shows me if either is my hypothesis is true or not. And in the last part, so the fourth topic, I talked about it was the discussions part. I talked about technology and how can AI be implemented to bioremediation. And yeah, so let's go. The first one is my purpose of the research. So my expectations and what was the outcome what was the outcome, as I said. So the purpose of this research was to combine bioremediation with modern life and its technology. So what I mean by that is that right now, I'm living in an industrial zone, which is Tuzla in Istanbul, and also I'm going to school, which is in Gebze. In these zones are the biggest industrial zones in Turkey, and you will see that the cancer rates in Istanbul and Kocaeli, which Gebze is in, is really high and higher each year compared to the other cities of Turkey and even some other countries as a whole is really high. Really high. We have really high cancer rates here. We have really high in illness rates here, and the environment you see is getting more harmed day by day. So that kind of gave me the question: why is this happening? I mean, we know that we know some other reasons to this, but because of the government trying to make it good environmentally, we're actually doing a lot of hard work for to clean up our environment and stuff. But still, it's not looking like it's going to be a better end for us in this area. So I asked the question, well then why what is the other reason? And then I came to bioremediation and how it is not used here and how it is not even used in the most of the places on Earth. And so the conclusion here was that I had to learn more about it, and I also had to like offer a solution, offer a new alternative to what we are doing with the trichoderma fungi. So we with me and professors from Ankara and also Gebze Technical University, we examined trichoderma fungi and did a literature analysis. I did a literature analysis that conducted with the help of the relationships between the concepts. So I did not just focus on one concept in my research and actually just went on trichoderma fungi, bioremediation, and technology as in three concepts in one. So when I did this research, my expectation was to find out that bioremediation is actually, as a whole, should be used everywhere, and it's really easy. As it was really easy, in my opinion, that it could be done in like more time wouldn't matter at all, and maybe, and I even thought that like trichoderma fungi itself was a key to success in this. But of course, there's a reality part, and I gotta say I was really dreaming too high, maybe. So I searched about it, and compared to my outcomes, I would say that still my first hypothesis of okay, bioremediation should be used in more places is true. But the part that says, okay, we need to do the bioremediation was not really as easy as I thought it would be at the end. And also, I want to talk about this part in my second hypothesis, which is about the possible implementation of AI. I did see that today's technology is not as close to what we can do with it for bioremediation. But in my discussion parts, which I will dive into more in the fourth topic, shows us that we actually can do a lot of great things with AI for bioremediation too, and with a lot of more technologies actually. So, but before starting, we need to know what is bioremediation and its definition, right? So, bioremediation is the use of either naturally occurring or deliberately introduced microorganisms to consume and break down environmental pollutants in order to clean a polluted site. So, you will see bioremediation as like any other renewable energy sources or energy sources that helps the environment. So, I'm trying to focus on the helping the environment better part, right? So we might have a lot better looking ways, a lot better implemented ways to do things, but sometimes the shortest way is not the right way. And right now, the most used methods in for this cleansing is like chemical methods, so using polyhydrocarbons or some other chemicals like petrols and like petrols and similar stuff for bioremediation, cleaning the petrols and similar stuff, or bioremediation instead of bioremediation. And you could see some physical methods like using some machines to do these things, which is also very harmful for the environment, but is more implemented because first of all, it's known better to the people that are arranging these kinds of things, and also it's it seems more easy to do these things as they go faster in the progress. But so as we said, progress. So how was this research made, and what conclusions were we going to? In this research, I had two methods of doing the research, which was the first part, literature analysis, and then I had the experiment, and then I had the second literature analysis, or after like post experiment and before the experiment. So the first literature analysis that I did was on bioremediation and its advantages, and here I kind of searched about the cons and the pros of bioremediation, which could be listed as like generally that it has more advantages than disadvantages. But I want to talk more about it on findings, so I will just quickly explain the methods only right now. Um, in the literature analysis, I only use the Google Scholar sites mostly, and also some other environment resources, like environment-related government resources. And yeah, that was my technique for finding the reports that I solve. And what the thing that I solved in that was that the uh a lot of good researches that came up onto me was actually really recent university researches, and that just showed me that these things are not being as like talk enough from the big parts as enough. I just want to point it out in here. And in the experiment part, I took the help from the Dr. Erdős from Ankara, and also Professor Kalay from Gebze Technical University. They helped me to do the experiments and get their supplies, such as the RBA, which was required for the trichoderma fungi to be isolated and to be to multiplicate. I hope I pronounced it right. So in the findings, um, this is the experiment that I did on trichoderma. And this was about isolation. So why did I only did the isolation in the experiment was that? So you see, the thing in here is that right now what I found in the findings is that trichoderma fungi has like very few researches done on it. It doesn't have as much projects as the other alternatives, which this showed me that the first thing that I should show the audience is that okay, this can actually be used, and it can be isolated fast. It can be found anywhere, which I showed. Because to isolate this much of this trichoderma, which is this one is only one plate, and we had like 250 if I'm not wrong. So to isolate this much trichoderma fungi, we needed 3 months approximately. And with the trichoderma fungi that I collected was on my neighbor's soil, my neighbor's normal soil that they grew some fruits on it, and they just did normal activities. So it can actually be found in a lot of moderate climates. And also in the findings about bioremediation, I have saw that most of the advantages of the bioremediation could be listed as it being cheaper, it being better for the environment, and also bioremediation generally being much more easy to implement. But the reason that most of the companies and corporations are not implementing it to their factories or industries it can be listed as the reason the time spent that it takes being months and months, and it's kind of getting hard for the people, and also it's really hard to find experts in this field to work in these areas, so it's really hard for them. And then we had the discussions part. And in here, I talked about AI and how it can be implemented. So I just want to point out here that in this research, the possible implementation of AI was set as possible because AI today cannot really do much things, but it can be developed in a way to help bioremediation, because this is a technology not just on its own field, but it can be implemented to lots of other fields. So AI can be implemented in bioremediation too, within the categories of collecting the information to do to do the bioremediation better, and also to stabilize the progress, and also fasten it by constantly reviewing the progress. So that's all. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope it was good enough as a start. And yeah, thank you.